But if you look deeper, there is a perpetual quest for humans to know what's going on. Even in science, they kept on looking at physical things and then broke it down to molecules, elements first, and then say, well, what makes elements? What is? They say, well, there are molecules. What makes them? Atoms. But what is in an atom? You got electrons, protons, neutrons, correct? And from then they want to break it further. Now we've got subatomic particles, correct? And so you say, well, that is the true substrate of this universe. But look at, first of all, even that's how far we have gone. And we have come to a point where you have heard of this quantum concepts, where when you have an electron, it's a wave, it's like a wave. But when you look at it, it looks like a particle. So they call it wavicle. So at a very, very finest dimension, it's not possible to distinguish matter from the energy. Having said that, let's now look at ourselves. If you ask yourself, who am I? Answer the obvious. You see your body, correct? And that's me. But you are in medicine. You have seen people with diabetes, they're willing to have their leg amputated so that they can live. Other leg amputated, they can live. These days, you could practically transplant so many organs of your body. Liver, kidney, lungs, cornea, and with time more organs transplanted. People are willing to part with parts of their body so that I can live. Who is that I then? If you are this body, why would you want to give up parts of your body? Because so that I can live. And who is that I then? That I then reduces to it's my mind, correct? I mean, that's what I. But what's mind? Your mind at 5 is not the same at 15, not the same at 35, not at 45. Mind is nothing but a stream of thoughts, a continual stream of thoughts. If you stop thinking, where is the mind? So you cannot say you are even mind either. And mind is just thought. And you know how intuitively, if we talk about something, you know, I'll think about it, right? Who is that I who is going to think? That I is the awareness. Because one thing that's common for you or me or anybody else from the earliest childhood till we take our last breath, I know it's me. My body has changed, my thoughts have changed, my minds have changed, but I am still the same. What is that I? It's my awareness. That is the true substrate, that's true who I am, for which I am willing to give parts of my body, for which I do. Once you knock off my awareness or consciousness, then I don't care. You could burn my house, kill my family. Would I know? Would I care? So that's why I feel that awareness, if you logically think about it, is truly who we are. But it's not limited to us. That's where the jump starts now. Even a dog has awareness. You know, this is my house, this is my master. Even little, if you like awareness being, to be conscious of something, even little COVID virus, which is the speck of life, when it faced the vaccines, it mutated to survive. You say, well, that's the chemical. That's true, but what is it? It is aware of a vaccine, which is going to kill it, and it can change itself for survival. It's a goal-directed behavior. So even it won't be wrong to say that COVID virus is aware of what is going on, that I'm facing a vaccine, I must change, right? Plants are aware. Put a plant in a dark room, one source of light will turn to light. And amoeba knows a particle of food, puts pseudopods and takes it in. So if you come to think, and even non-living, I'll give you an example. Take a pinch of salt and put it in the water. Come back in 10 minutes, gone, dissolves. Take the same pinch of salt, put in a cup of oil. Come back, a day it's still there. So those molecules of salt recognize water and ionize in the water, right? It's a chemical reaction, but chemical reaction is recognition of what's around. That's what consciousness is. Be conscious of what's around. So if you look at it from humans to the animals, to the plants, and even to the non-living, there's an underlying awareness or consciousness. And I'm using that term that is confusing, and I understand that. Why? Because you and me and most of us, that consciousness means like my thinking. But to me, consciousness is being aware of something. And that seems to be universal. When a woman conceives, it's just one cell, that one, right? It multiplies in several months, it forms a whole bunch of cells. But then look at the magic that happens in embryology. The cells which are near the head or near the eye, they turn on and off certain genes to become that organ. And near the toe, it becomes like a toe. So cell does that by turning on and off certain genes. But it knows physically where it is located to do that. So even cell has awareness where I'm located at that point to be able to turn those genes on and off. Look at that level. It does that. Look at my hand. When in embryo, when we are really forming, they're all fixed together. They're not separated. Then at a certain time during, when the fetus is formed, cells between fingers choose to die, apoptosis. Only up to this point, not beyond this point, right? Otherwise your whole hand will be split. So the cells know we have reached this point, we should stop. Look at the awareness and intelligence. It's a purposeful behavior because that's how you want the hand to be. So yes, it's programming, I admit. So there is a universal awareness and a universal intelligence. To me, that is the true substance of this entire cosmos. And it's not, and anything that you see physical is an expression of that. That infinite awareness expresses as electrons and protons and atoms and elements and molecules and compounds and bigger compounds. And then finally more and more expression of that awareness. So basically what you see physically is nothing but expression of the infinite awareness and intelligence. And what my consciousness is a finite, limited expression of that universal consciousness, expressing through this form, or through your form, or through an amoeba, or through an earthworm, or through a plant. And physical form is just a substrate through which it's almost like, like you can't see my mind, I'm talking to you, right? But I have a mind the way I'm talking, by expression, right? In the same way, there's a cosmic mind. This infinite intelligence and awareness is like a cosmic mind, infinite, limitless, and its infinite ability to create this entire cosmos. It has infinite ability to generate infinite forms. And then whatever generates, from little COVID virus to humans to elephants, whatever, it gives basically an operating system so it can survive up to a finite time and then dissolve back into it. I told this before. There's infinite ability to generate, operate, and dissolve. First three alphabets, G-O-D, and that's what truly is what people in different faith belief systems call as God. And because they can't describe it like that, but they see something going on that creates all this. But I think that is the true substrate. Let me tell you where I find the dilemma. Why is this dilemma troubling? The dilemma is that we perceive the world. We are physical beings, by and large, and we see the world through our physical senses. And what science is really, in a way, trying to get to the bottom of it, trying to perceive what the underlying truth is. But it does so from a physical plane. Once it reaches the level of, then we don't know what to do beyond that. We can't put it together. We don't know, you can't take mind and study in a lab. You don't know what consciousness is. We don't know all these dimensions, and we don't know how to test them because science has limited itself to only something that you can verify, that you can objectify. Unless you quantify, you can't. Talk about love. Would you deny that your mom loves you or you love your mom? But can you take love in a lab and test it in a lab and quantify? No, but it exists, it's very much a part of our life. We need to accept that there are dimensions in what we see which are totally non-physical and very real at the same time. In the same way, this awareness and intelligence, this cosmic mind, is very real once you open up your mind. To me, there is no contradiction between science. That's what to me is spirituality, is going beyond the physical limitations. But science has become fanatic also, like many faith-based systems. If it's not physically verifiable, they don't want to talk about it, they don't want to think about it, they don't want to open their mind to it. It has. So you have to prove. But prove what? From a very physical standpoint. But some of these things are experiential. You know you have a mind by experiencing me. Not even in the lab and checking my mind. You can't. You can slice mind micron by micron, brain micron. Do you see a mind there? No. To me, mind is not in the brain. Brain is like a PC. And this cosmic consciousness can express through the brain. If the brain is damaged, you can't express it as well. That's what happens when brain gets damaged. But it's that expressing through your brain or my brain. And basically, I think the truth of this universe, this underlying substrate universe, is that cosmic consciousness.